Just bring her up, say.
Oh, over at the, oh, sure.
If you know.
Yeah, I see.
From Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host...
Like my tie.
Where's your tie?
Like my tie.
You don't have a tie.
No.
This is Councilman Kaskowitowski and...
DJ.
DJ, that's right.
Simply known as DJ.
Just the big DJ.
Also known as the Dream Crusher.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe because I like to crush dreams.
There you go. Are you like the, what do they call that? The dream catcher that...
I'm a dream thrower.
That big thing where, you put it on your wall with the feathers?
Yeah, dream catcher.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm Crusher. We're related.
How do you know if you got nightmares?
I don't know. I had one last night. I was on a boat, and it was the end of the world, and this guy had locked his wife in the boat, like, to be safe, and left her with food and technology, but then people started breaking into the boat. It was really weird.
Well, I had a dream that we built an 80-story building in downtown Erie.
80?
Yeah, 80.
Let's get on that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful building. It overlooked the bay, had
Yeah.
a restaurant on top.
Nice. Yeah, are we building that over by the convention center?
No, this one was right downtown.
Okay. That's cool. I got nothing. I'm just writing.
Well,
I'm writing 80.
Was that a nightmare or was that a real
80 story.
Well,
We're going to get funding for this 80-story high-rise.
it would certainly be a signature building, though.
Really? Be the highest, at least in the region.
Well, one time they did a study, the 10 tallest structures in Erie.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing that one of them was the now departed smokestack for Kohler beer. And because they did this was done so that when you deal with height for airplanes and everything,
Yeah.
that smokestack down to waterfront came in too.
That church over on Sass is
Yeah.
supposed to be the highest building
Pretty close.
in Erie County.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Just one today?
Well, I could tie up the whole show if you want me to.
Well, you could, if we could show that lunch at the Italian school.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a classic.
No, the singer was a classic. But
Yeah.
this new firm coming in to build these high-rise apartments for so many seniors.
Ooh, you know what? DJ was going to ask me that. Is that the one down by the bayfront, right?
Bayview Heights or whatever, from Cherry Street to Poplar Street.
Yep, that's the one DJ was going to bring up about.
Yes, I was, indeed.
Hard to believe this gentleman who's going to build this place. And I have nothing against that.
Yeah.
But what happens after the line goes down? Where does Alerta come in? Is it going to be a C3 area?
Well,
You want waterfront.
Well, here's what's going to happen. He's asking for a rezoning, okay? John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, right now it's zoned R2, which is, it's not like single resident. It's, I think
see it there.
I think you can put up to,
Block, DJ.
I'm not positive, but I think it's up to 6 apartments you can put in a building that you construct or something like that under R2. But it's multiple apartment,
True, but here's the thing. He's looking for Alerta.
Well, yeah, and here's the question, John. There's a 5-year and a 10-year alerta, and it depends on whether he's in a targeted area or non-targeted area. And he's right on the line.
Yeah, but also the rent he wants to charge, is that going to wind up into being a Section 8? Where does the taxable money come in? He doesn't even understand this. This is hard for me to believe.
Well, he told council that approximately, if I remember his numbers, there's 71 apartments, and I thought there was about 1/3 of them or so were going to be market rate, and then the others were going to be for seniors at certain income levels.
I think this guy wants to give us a banana and take the ham.
Well, he got council's attention when he started talking about working with nonprofits and tax exempt.
Yeah.
That is, right now, council and the administration are definitely not in the mood to grant more nonprofits and tax exempts. We're looking to.
You want to bring in revenue.
Yeah, at first it looked like a great project. I mean, it met the criteria for developing that area. It's a beautiful building, what he's got envisioned. It would have brought in, I'm guessing, at 71 apartments. I don't know if I did the math right, but if you figure at least two.
Who's in there? 71.
Yeah, so even if you got two people per apartment, that's about at least 100, let's say roughly 150 people coming downtown.
Mm-hmm. 2 bedrooms and 1 bedroom.
And then the hope was that Kevin Flowers did an article, I think it was Kevin, and he said they were looking at $440,000 in tax revenue. That looked like a no-brainer at first,
Yeah.
But then again, where's the range going to stop? And this is supposed to be senior citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they going to get $1,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment?
Well, there was different levels. It just wasn't those. The top floor, well, the way he envisioned it, it was supposed to be a 4-story building.
Well, that was too high.
He met with the neighbors. Well, no, we could have given him a variance, but because the neighbors protested, he cut it down to 3. I mean, if he'd have made it 4, if it was above 100 feet, he would have had to come before council. And, depending on the project, we would either grant it or not grant it. But he worked with the neighbors, cut it down to 3, and then said the top floor is going to be market rate. That could be students, could be seniors that had money, it could be anybody. And the bottom 2 floors were going to be on different levels of, under the poverty level.
Section 8.
Well, he didn't say that, but like most projects, you take that one that was over there by Arby's, they had the greatest of plans, but then now that Rick Griffin's in there, he's looking at it from a different perspective.
Look at the one by the Nickel Plate Mills.
Yep. Well, that, sometimes, when a local guy buys a project,
well, that's different.
They look at it and they say, we know what Erie can pay or what they will pay, and all these dreams and aspirations from somebody else sometimes doesn't work.
That's true. What really amazed me when the head of the planning commission said he wasn't there, but he saw a plan for it.
For what?
At the public hearing, he was there because they recommended that plan go forward.
Yeah, he has to. When we do a public hearing, he has to come and tell us what the findings were.
Yeah, and he didn't even go to the presentation that they had before that. And none of the board went with him.
Yet he saw the plan.
Right, he saw the plan. That's all he saw.
There is a place you can look at it. If I could get you the webpage, I don't have it on me, but there's a.
Well, I'd probably just go on the internet and go for the planning commission.
Probably that or Go Erie might have it, or one of the TV stations.
But one more question, and I'll get off and break up this monotony with me. Is the Lower East Side, has that been bombed?
What about the Lower East Side?
Has it been bombed?
For mosquitoes?
Since the April here started?
What do you mean, bomb for mosquitoes?
No, bombed. Like bombs in the sky. Bomb hits the well and there's no well.
Yeah, why would we bomb it?
Well, it looks like it because all the garbage out on the streets, the couches, the chairs, and everything.
I'm amazed that no matter how many times you hear, no building materials, no TVs, no tires.
There it is.
And there it is.
It's all there. You could build a whole house out of the junk that
We got
they're throwing
Andy
out.
Zimmerman doing nothing but backing into his check.
Well, I'm disappointed in a lot of things I've seen, like, that garage, for instance, on 12th Street.
12th and Peach.
Even though it's been going on for 10 years.
In litigation yet. The judge screwed up when they awarded the bid under bankruptcy. He didn't give the Ferraro owns that, I think, out from Waterford. Mm-hmm. And this is going on through court.
But that thing goes back, that property and the one on the bayfront, on the highway, the factory.
Yeah.
Those go back when Jim and I were on the air together.
And you're talking about Cope Falcon.
No, the one on 12th and East, 12th and Bayfront.
The old Lord's place.
Yeah, the one that looks like the Dresden War Museum.
Yeah.
My question is, and I had this idea this weekend, even though it's in litigation, can we not tow the vehicles and put them in an impound and then start charging him for storage?
Yeah, I'm sure Bizarro would pick them up. And
Well, that's a good question we have to bring up with the
I thought about that this weekend. I was like, take the
somebody had on the
vehicles.
internet your comments.
I commented. Then
Yeah.
somebody said it's in litigation, but there has to be
It is,
something
but
we can do. Yeah.
If they're deemed to be, if they're being repaired, that's one thing. But if they're deemed,
not. They're
but
just-
if they're deemed to be sitting there, yeah, they can be towed.
They are just sitting. They've been sitting for years.
They have to be cited first, officially, for the time limit that they can be there. And then once that's verified, they
they've gone
can't be
through all
towed.
that already with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Tires are still there around
Now we
the
just
corner.
tow, let's just
They're
take it.
neatly piled now.
this is what happens with cars on streets. Like, once they get their tires shocked, sometimes all they have to do is move it a little bit, and that can throw the whole thing off,
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Well, let me get off and let somebody else get in.
Yeah, if nobody comes back, you're free to come back.
I'll call back. All
Thanks
right.
for calling. What document were we looking for?
Uh,
You said it might be online with one of the TV stations or something. He was
Yeah,
just
it was
talking about
it's a development on the lower west side. I don't know what they're going to call it officially. If you can find it. Go ahead, caller.
Hello. I have a question. I don't know if you can answer it. But we went to Family First a week ago Saturday, and they had my husband's handicapped, so he was on the back side of the building because there's handicap parking.
Right, where was this?
Family
First.
First.
Oh, Family First, okay. You mean up on Oliver Road?
Right.
Okay.
So they had the doors locked, so he couldn't even get in. So I had to go all the way to the front of the building, get the girl. She came all the way back, opened the doors, and let us in. So I said, this is wrong. I mean, it's handicapped. I thought handicapped people it was accessible. They shouldn't be locked doors.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we left, now this place was filled because they had tournaments going on.
Right.
And there was probably 300 to 400 people in there, kids, babies, whatnot. And when we went to leave, there's two doors. There's the outer door, and then there's a vestibule, and then there's an inner door. The inner door was unlocked, but the outer door, again, was locked. Now, what if there had been a fire? We would have all been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that a violation code?
Well, that's up in Summit, so that I couldn't tell you what, I would tell you that if that was in the city, years ago when they used to have basketball Gannon, they would lock half of the Gannon auditorium. And at one point, somebody complained, and so then they had to station somebody there so that the door could be quickly unlocked or kept open.
Right.
Because of the very problem. Like if you Gannon seats about 3,200 for a basketball game, so you can imagine 1,600 people on both sides of the arena trying to get out of four doors.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would think that there are rules, and I don't know, how they apply up there. There's got to be a plan somewhere that they have adequate exits for everybody. Usually in public buildings, like if you go to the Civic Center or movie theaters, the doors are open. They have what they call crash bars on there. You can't get in from the outside, but you can get out from the inside.
Right.
Well, this one you couldn't get out or in.
What I would suggest, now that comes under one of the volunteer fire departments out there, or the Summit Township supervisors,
Yeah.
and
Do you happen to have a number for them?
No, I don't. We could get it for you,
I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, if you want to, I can try to get it for you and try to give it to you over the air here.
Okay.
But I would check with either them or one of their. I don't have their volunteer. I don't even know which volunteer fire department's out there. It might be.
I have Summit Township Volunteer Fire Department.
You can give that number, or you can also get Summit Township Municipal Building.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that because for some reason it doesn't have a phone number listed on it.
Yeah, the city, we would have a fire inspector that would go out there,
Yeah, right.
and they would secure they would make suggestions which doors should be open.
Yeah.
Still looking.
But yeah, especially up there when they used to have some pretty big tournaments.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I mean, if these doors are locked, there was another door about 20 feet down from this door that had a chain on it on the outside.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you better what we would do rather than what they would do, but I would think the rules would pretty much be the same, that, they should have adequate exits.
Yeah, I would think so, because a lot of people could die.
Yeah, a lot of times they like to shortchange and keep doors locked because it's easier than hiring people to watch them, or
Yeah.
because once a door's open, people from the inside can open it up and people sneak in, but safety is a big issue.
We got a number here for Summit Township City Government.
Okay, you ready for this?
Okay.
Okay.
I've got,
Let me see what it is. Does it say Summit?
868
868
9686.
9686.
And if that doesn't work, I have another one, which is 864
864
2323.
2323.
One of them might point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate
You're welcome.
Yeah, if it doesn't, I'm in a phone book. You can call me.
it. Okay.
Okay?
Have a good one.
I'll try to find a number for you then. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome. This other thing I found, Erie Refocused, a comprehensive plan and community decision-making
not it.
guide. Is that not it? Okay.
You know what? I think I got it on here, but
Oh, there you go. We could try to dig it out. Struggling with technology here on Taxpayers Hotline. Thanks for calling.
go ahead, caller.
Hey, guys. Happy Easter to you coming up.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, you're a good operator, DJ. I noticed how quick you came up with the numbers.
He's doing good. Yes, he is. We're going to give him one of those what do you call it, those
I
headsets?
need a headset.
Well, actually, I was going to say, if you can't find a number, DJ, remember to go to 411.
411, yeah, I guess that still exists. I think they charge an arm and a leg.
Well, no, but there's a way of getting around that. When they give you the number, you don't have to. They only charge if they dial the number for you.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
you can get the number and then you dial it yourself.
I gotcha.
Hey, did you ever find out who enforces the number of items for the one-item pickup?
Who enforces it?
Right,
Yeah,
in other words, you said you were going to find out if there's too much trash. Who do you call to get the...
I still think it's code enforcement. I didn't get an answer, but I believe it's them. And you know what? I can give them a call real quick and find out.
Because I know when the mayor came on, well, he hasn't been on the air for a while now.
Yeah, what did he say?
Oh, no, I said he hasn't been on the air.
Oh.
Last year he was talking with Barry, and he wasn't sure neither.
No, I think it could be the police if we order them to, But more than likely, code enforcement would cite them. That's the only other outfit that really has the ability to, issue citations.
Yeah. Why don't you try to do this as city council for certain types of violations, such as trash pickup? Maybe you can have them listed in the newspaper, what department to call for complaints on it, and who enforces it.
Yeah, we could do that. A lot of people now just go on a computer, though. They find it easier.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's probably something maybe we could do, once a year or so. Like, you'll put the guide in there.
I see a lot of people, there's still a number of people that don't use computers that much fast. Like myself, even with my degree of blindness,
Yeah.
on a computer, and I go to, say, a website to Google something, it'll simply keep saying link here, link this, link that, and before I could hit the OK for that link, it's on to the next link, and you just can't catch the link at the right place. Sometimes sometimes I'm gone maybe 50 links out of my way before I get right back to the one I want to be at.
Yeah.
It's just a pain in the rear about trying to work with the blind works good. Now there are apps I know if I want to buy those apps, and even the program for the blind that starts out around $4,000 for your computer.
Wow.
So it's not cheap for anything. It's called JAWS, JAWS. Now, the only one that can deal around with that bought less is Apple Computer. They use the voiceover. But even, like I said, even there, will work for certain people. But you got to remember, I got a partly paralyzed right hand, so I can't even type like I used to anymore.
Right, right.
So,
yeah, it's tough. I mean, my vision's not 100% bad, but I'm fighting with that right now. I'm going link after link after link, just trying to find one simple link to this comprehensive
The only
plan.
thing is, we're getting outvoted by the new generation now.
We are,
Yeah.
we are. Everybody says go to our website, look here, go to this website, look here. And you're right, they're doing that, but they're forgetting there are people who are, I don't want to say we're a lot of senior citizens in this world, but there's enough of us that I'm sure we're not computer savvy, or we don't have the skills of working the computer to find what we want on that site neither.
Right.
Because sometimes when you get to the site, you get to the home page, now you got to find on the home page where do you want to go to find the information you want.
Well, my wife just come back from one of her doctor's appointments, and what's the first thing you want you to do? Load their app up.
Load the app.
Yeah, load the app. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of your lovely wife, Kaz, is she still doing genealogy?
Yeah, she's so deep, Doc, that I'm getting afraid how far back she's going.
Well, I would...
She might find one of her relatives was the navigator on the Ark or something.
Go.
I'm just joking with her, but
Better to navigator than one of the animals.
there you go. Yeah, she's well, you were into it for a while, weren't you?
I tried to get a hold of her, or you. I even called to say, have her call me, because I had a young person that wanted to do some search of their Italian family side, and I figured your wife might be a good contact to help her, do this. There's a young lady, and I figured, ladies help ladies, and I thought that'd be great, but I could never seem to get you or your wife to call me back.
I'm tough to get a hold of. DJ will tell you that.
Yeah. I tried today. Your voicemail's full again. Couldn't even leave a message.
There you go, see?
And don't even bother trying to text him. That's just a losing battle.
I can't keep my phone empty for longer than 10 minutes.
Well,
Stop giving out your
we're
number.
gonna have to put a GPS system on you so we can locate you on the computer.
We're going to tag him. We're going to put a tag on his
It was
ear.
a great world when we didn't have these phones.
Yes. We used to remember things.
Yes.
I'll have to take you back to the original phones.
Well, I found out on my phone, it's even got a level.
The what?
A level.
Oh, yeah, so you can use it. It's got all the built-in
You don't have to buy a real level. You can just...
just put your phone, and it's got the bubble float, and it
Does
tells
it have
you.
anything else not in there?
It's got a bunch of sensors. It can read all the magnetic radiation and sound, and it's got all the stuff.
I don't want to know if I'm going to die. if they dropped a big nuke, I don't want to know.
Hey, is this
Be careful where you carry your cell phones.
the Bosworth report? Is that what we're looking for?
Keeping them with you now.
I'm lost. I give up.
Magnetic fields on that kind of that cell phone seem to create potential cancer locations. If you use one side of your ear, they want you to hold your phone at least 6 inches from your ear. So the magnetic won't create cancer in your brain here.
These
I figure if they didn't kill me in the Army with all the crap they did, I should be okay then.
These 9-year-olds in the UK actually came up with a science fair project where they took a whole bunch of seeds that were exactly the same, gave them all the exact treatment, except one batch of them was left next to cell phones.
Really?
Come to find out, every single one of those seeds, almost every single one of those seeds died. All the other seeds survived, and all the seeds that didn't die were mutated and or just damaged in some way, just by leaving it next to, I think it was a Wi-Fi router or a cell phone. So they actually ran this test. These kids, incredible, came up with this test, and come to find out, yeah, it damages living cells. Things will not develop if they have too much electromagnetic radiation next to them. So keep that phone away from your head.
Hey, DJ, you talked about one time about wanting to start up a little program for kids to learn how to repair and use older electronic gadgets.
Yeah, that's basically what we do at Makerspace.
How about this? I'm listening to all these stores that are cutting back on their employees because so many purchases are being done by the internet. And, I'm looking at myself. If in the future, if I want to go shopping, I won't have the store here. Like Radio Shack. Radio Shack's going out of business.
Yeah, they're all closing
Where do
up.
I go to get Radio Shack? Go online. Go online.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to suggest. Maybe you can find the right people to do this.
Okay.
Can we start a small business either downtown or someplace where they're available and have somebody there with all these computers where you can go online to order from them, have somebody there to assist you to go online to order things, replacing the stores that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, they're coming up with all sorts of services that you can use now. I mean, an app on your phone or a computer, you can go and you can actually order fast food and have fast food delivered to your house.
Right.
So there's no saying that you couldn't actually have a parts ordering where you could, call them up and say, hey, I need this part, I need this transistor, I need an old radio tube, and then have them find it for you. It's possible. Anything's possible.
This program would help those senior citizens that have tremors, like from Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a person using a computer keyboard that has Parkinson's disease?
Yeah.
Bouncing up and down on those keys, and
Yep. So you just call. Yeah, you would just call somebody up and say, "Hey, I need these parts." That's a great idea.
Well, you can try, but I have a hard time reaching anybody during the daytime.
Yeah.
They're not available. So I'd like to find maybe a place where, say, even if I say I called the business, let's say DJ's catalog service,
Yeah.
I call you and I say, hey, I want to find an item in Kohl's or someplace, and this is what I'm looking for. You can punch up on your keyboard and say, okay, Kohl's has this, and this.
Yeah.
This size, that size, and then, I could say, well, okay, this, and then, maybe they could establish, say, a credit card link with you.
Yeah.
And there'd be even maybe, say, a separate credit card program where your credit card is different than theirs, so it can't be hacked.
Yeah, this could be done. I mean, anything's possible. We do it all day. We sit there and we look for things we need to keep the place running, and we look at all the websites and find the part and order the cheapest one.
Right.
So,
you charge a small fee for that. And, there's a business for you.
Anything's possible, Doc.
Yeah, I actually tried to call the cable company the other day. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yep. Hey, thanks for calling, Doc.
Yeah, Doc.
Take care. Have a safe trip. I think you're going to do some visiting, I understand. So, God bless you.
Okay.
You going away again?
Yep. I'm going.
I thought that was this week. I was trying to get a hold of you to make sure I was.
We're going to visit my son.
Oh, so no
And
show
my
next Monday?
grandkids.
No show next Monday?
No.
Okay.
You know what? I almost had what we're looking for here.
Yeah, I couldn't find the exact terminology.
There was
and I was link after link was just
Well, we had an actual.
a simple.
It looked like somebody had a drone and fly it overhead.
Yeah.
It was a artist's conception of what the project looked like.
Oh, okay.
And the public could have saw it. It goes all around and
Sure.
from the bird's eye view.
Oh, wow, that'd be cool.
But I don't have it here.
Well, we'll try to dig that out later.
I thought I had it, but I'm going through all my notes. But, if I find
that's
it,
fine.
we can still do it, announce the next show.
I'll keep looking too, because why not?
But they had a link to a site that you could,
Yeah.
I'm sure if you went on like ICU or
Right.
or WJT, they might have, or Go Erie might even have it.
Yep.
It's they call it, I think it's Testa, is the guy that's going for the rezoning.
Yeah.
So if you type in Testa, I think that would get to you. See if I can find that, in case anybody's interested.
It's a contest. You and I can fight over which one trying to find it.
But it's an interesting project, and it looked like everything was great until that came in, and then
Until they're like, yeah, we're going to be like nonprofit.
yeah. If you look under Testa, you may be able to.
No, I can't find it.
But
Oh.
yeah, but,
Keep looking, people.
it's not like council is not willing to work with people, but
Yeah.
we have an awful lot of tax-free projects going up.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, I hear you. Plans for major bayfront development take the next step.
So with the warm weather, things should start.
Yeah, it's been nice. Let's hope it
Guys will
doesn't
be out there.
snow again.
As soon as we get done with the street pickup, we'll be out there blacktopping a little bit more and road repairs.
Exactly. And the roads, as usual, construction season has begun. I was coming in from Ohio today, and 90 has its usual blockages.
It's going to be all summer.
It's all summer, every summer. You can't win.
Yeah, they'll be working, I think, on East 38th Street in the city, so it'll be a major.
Nope, I don't know.
Can't find it, huh?
West Bayfront Development? I can't find it.
Do Testa, see if we can find
I
it.
did. I just typed Erie, PA.
Testa Erie,
Testa Erie. I did
we'll try that one, but
Testa Erie, PA.
it was a nice website, but
Yeah. Well, maybe.
outside of that, that was like one of the biggest discussions we had.
Right. Something
And
on
that project will be, we got 2 readings coming up on that before.
So what's it going to take to get that to move forward? What do you need?
Well, they need a rezoning, so it would take 2 votes of council to do it. And then it would go into design and review,
Right.
the final design review, and then that would have to come back to us
Yeah.
because it is on the waterfront. John was pretty close. They need a rezone, then it's got to go into waterfront usage.
Right. Whatever happened, down at the convention center, I remember a couple of years ago, they were banging pylons into the water to gain some more of the actual, physical land property.
I don't
Did
know,
they
that's a
do
portable.
something
I
like
should
that?
go down
Oh,
and
okay.
listen to them.
I am interested to know what that turned out to be, because they were out there for months.
Well, there was talk about one time trying to put some extra, carving out some depth around the hotel so you could actually dock boats.
Right.
There's a lot of rubble and rabble in there that's,
Rabble.
well, I'm trying to think of the official, they don't call it just rubble, they call it
Yeah.
like rabble or something that they put in there over the years.
Yeah.
It would take a lot to pull it out of there, but, because that was brought up, like people said, are you going to have boats docking around the GAF property,
Yeah.
Because you go to other towns, you see that,
Sure.
But as you come in, you got a lot of that, over the years, they filled it in, so it's a little bad on holes coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
And getting back to those hotels, as the city still, pursues the court case,
Yeah.
I can tell you that it's proceeding on schedule, and that, it's something that we take serious about.
Yeah. Well, you should, as you should, because I don't think in the past people thought, oh, nothing's ever going to happen. They're not going to, pull funding and everything's going to be fine and we're going to keep getting money. You can't go on like that. You have to prepare for the worst, just in case.
Yep, I'm going to check with our solicitor, see how we're doing on that case, and
Yeah.
I know he's working hard on it because it's got the attention of the court. I know that, and that's good.
That's good.
Because this is going to be an issue that's going to be decided on, constitutionality and.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you think if you're Mr. Scott and you're building a hotel, and you got to pay taxes, or Mr. Kennedy, and
Yeah.
you start wondering, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to just help these guys understand that you didn't do anything wrong. We're just to the point where we can't give it away anymore. You have.
I would tell the public to keep tuned, and when you see your local legislators, tell them how unhappy you are.
Yeah.
But I know we intend to fight. Council will back the administration, I'm sure, on this one,
Yeah.
because this is something that we all agree on. That we're just losing too much money on. School district could use those funds also.
Speaking of the school district, I saw an article in the paper that they're selling off, I think, four of their schools now.
Yeah, that would be, Irving and Burton would be
Irving and Burden, and then the kitchen one of the buildings that they use for cooking all the food for some of the schools.
The one they have now is behind the streets department garage. I don't know if that's the one they're talking
I don't remember where the address was, but I was looking at it this weekend. And
unless it's the old kitchen building.
There were 4 properties, and they're all...
We had an old kitchen building
10
where they used to cook.
Yeah.
And they moved it to the state-of-the-art facility. So
Yeah.
I bet you it's that one there, I think, is on 21st Street.
I'm going to actually look into those because, excuse me, I'm tired. I'm going to look into those and see if I can borrow one, rent one or something so that we could do makerspace.
Well, the school itself is pretty huge.
Yeah.
So depending on who bought them, if they subcontract them up.
Yeah.
Because if you saw what they did to Glenwood, they completely changed it.
Yeah, they did.
I try and think of the Fort School,
Yeah, I can't remember. See if I can find that now.
Go ahead, caller.
You know, DJ, you might be not so much confused as a few years ago, John Elliott and the school district got together, and John Elliott actually bought 4 buildings from the school district so they could get an infusion of like $10 million.
Yeah.
And then the school district immediately bought them back, or not didn't buy them back, but leased them back. And one of the properties was that new kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a new kitchen?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, the new kitchen is it's behind the streets department garage.
Yeah, it was 4 of their nicest buildings. They sold to John Elliott. And then,
But there is an old kitchen, on 21st Street.
yeah, and he could be right, but I've only heard of 2. I've heard of Burton and Edison. I thought that it was.
Well, Irving down there at the bottom of bottom of Raspberry there.
Yeah, and you know they don't seem to be overpriced, those schools for what they are. They're a pretty big building. I don't know what kind of shape they're in, but
prices were looking pretty good. I mean, I myself, if I had a way of doing it, I would buy one.
Well, I bet you Roosevelt would be the other building then too.
Yeah, but Roosevelt's pretty much a mess. I mean, it's in bad shape. It would take some real creative financing for somebody to buy that and turn it into anything, I think. But,
yeah.
Well, how about the plan they want to tear down the one wing at Memorial now? Well, the old Memorial, and then put a new one up.
Isn't that $3 million a year for 25 years or something? I saw
Something like that, but
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, I know the wing they're tearing out.
Yeah.
I believe the wing that they're going to tear out is the one that used to have the shop classes in there.
Yeah.
And they probably, but it's amazing that on one hand they're out of money.
Yeah.
And here they are talking about a new wing.
Yeah, and Kaz, they got to take the shovel out of their hands and quit digging that hole they're in. And nobody seems to want to do that.
But you know what I'll tell you what I found out when I was on the school board.
Yeah.
You're going to laugh, okay?
Okay.
When we were talking about renovating East High School,
Yeah.
the old East High School,
Right.
They would only give you X amount of dollars, the state, meaning, the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So it was actually more beneficial as the project got, in other words, if what you wanted to do is fix a gym, that was one thing.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to make other changes,
Yeah.
then the farther, the more you did, the state rewarded you more if you built a new school.
Oh, yeah.
So how about this for a little bit of irony? They won't give the school district the money they need to run the programs, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then they may turn around and under, Commonwealth will finance part of the project. They would probably finance a new wing.
Yeah.
Would that be the irony of it all?
It would be, Kaz. It really would.
Yeah, they can't find money to give to this, school district.
Yeah. We just need to, the tax situation in Erie is just out of control, and I go back to a couple years ago when the Auditor General said that Erie County loses $75 million a year in taxable income from all the nonprofits and authorities and what have you.
But yet you can't change the law,
Yeah, and that's, $75 $75 million. Now, that's Erie County. That's just not the city.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's a lot of money.
But I'll bet you the vast majority is in the city, at least.
I bet it is, too.
And the thing is that no matter, we can yell and scream, and we do, when we, the League of Cities is our lobbying group.
Yeah.
We pound our legislators, we write letters, we go to, and nothing changes because the vast majority of legislators are not from urban areas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they don't care. But, yeah, you're right. You look at that, and, I've said this to people. There's not much, people will call me a liar, and that's okay. But I don't know what more, outside of really cutting personnel, which means police and fire.
Yeah.
There's not much more to cut at the city.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing is putting yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're pretty low on our manpower now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we got people complain about overtime, but we do that because the cost of hiring new police and fire is with the tax base we got is pretty difficult.
Yeah, I don't think we have too many policemen. I really don't.
No, and you know what? And
I don't.
Here's the thing, things are running pretty tight down here. If anybody wants to come down, they're welcome. They can come down to a finance meeting. They're free to, if they think they can figure out what's wrong, be my guest. But I can tell you this, they've done a good job, cutting it as lean as they can.
Yeah.
And just dealing with inflation on some issues. And then there are things that are out of our control that we can't control.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know, Cass. And really, just does really go back to the basic issue that you have to have fair and equitable taxation to survive as a city or a state or a country. You do, and we don't right now.
Well, I can remember when I was a kid, my dad and others would complain when taxes were raised a $500,000 or something, But today, to make a $500,000 wouldn't generate the kind of money we need anyway.
Oh.
And when everybody was paying and you had factories and you didn't have all the nonprofits as much.
Yeah.
The hospitals weren't as big and Gannon wasn't as big.
Yeah.
Mercier's didn't take up all that area,
Yeah.
How are we on taxes if you compare us to other relatively same-sized cities? Like, are we not low on what we tax our people?
Well, you can't go by, taxation rates are different in every city.
Really?
You need, but the problem is the same for all the third-class cities, right, Rich?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all in trouble to some degree, so it's hard to compare. Like when people say, well, I pay this much in county, well, you can't equate it the same way.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a duplicate city to Erie.
Yeah.
Because, our millage rate is different for a reason.
Yeah.
Our assessed value is different.
Yeah.
But
we're up against it, Kaz. And
we are. I mean, it's not like we got people willing to, you look at the number of businesses that are leaving, too. That's getting scary.
Oh, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Things are going to change in the next year. Maybe a new administration, some different ideas, some different way of thinking about certain things. And maybe we can work our way back. But it's not going to happen overnight, Kaz. Years and years in the making.
It's like that, everybody talks about Erie Refocused, the comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
$650 million for 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you going to get that kind of money? I mean,
that's a lot of money.
You just had
We're going to have a bake sale.
Well, you just had, included in that is private money.
Yeah.
And you just had, understandably, let's see, 3 of the biggest stakeholders in Erie.
Yeah.
Meaning Hammett, Erie Insurance, and I missed one, didn't I, Rich?
I think Gannon. Wasn't Gannon?
They could be one, too. So you had 3 of the biggest stakeholders, and then you got to include, Velocity Net, and then you got to bring into the argument Nick Scott with his project.
Right.
Even with all those projects, that's not going to do it for the 10-year period,
Oh, it's a drop in the bucket. It's really, compared to $650 million, it's a drop in the bucket.
And you got to keep going. Every year you got to keep investing in yourself, and you go, what would happen if council was to raise taxes like Mr. Buki suggested?
Yeah.
I don't know what you would do, Richard. I know what some people would tell me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to make it unaffordable, Kaz, and I think we're at that tipping point.
But then again, if you want this, like the Times News points out, this great plan, and here's a business that moved their business out of Erie.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's right.
Think about what would happen if they would have invested in their building.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. No. You're right. Because that's just a big empty building over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Somebody might be trying to call, Kaz.
Yep. I'll see you in a week. I'm going to go head out to Easter. So.
You're going on vacation, huh? Yeah.
Well, my grandkids are all out of town, and that's a sad moment for me. If I have one thing I want to accomplish, should everything work out right in the future, I want to try to bring at least one of my kids back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would love to, but I don't.
Yeah. But probably, Kaz, I don't know where they're all at, but they're in a better place. They probably make a family-sustaining wage, and the city might be on the upswing instead of.
Well, at least two of them, 2 out of the 3, without even trying, just walked into,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
good situations.
Yeah. But I'll be seeing you soon.
Okay. Have
Thanks
a good
for
time
calling.
with you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Hey, take care. Hey, I got Burton, Irving, Roosevelt, and the Central Kitchen, which is on 316
Oh, they had
East
it in the paper?
21st. All 4 of those are the main
Is
ones.
that what they had in there?
Yeah, those are the 4.
I guessed it would have been Roosevelt.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'd love to have a place like that, but I'd need a lot of friends to help me fix that.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, in terms of that funds for that big project and that, what about the Roar and the Shore funds? Do you think any of that money could be applied to that over the 10 years? And at least it would probably cover a good portion of it.
Well, that's a private group, and they usually pick a charity every year.
Why can't we be the charity?
Well, that's a good question, but
Fix the city.
they have a board that decides where they're going to spend the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be counted if they, if they put it into
I think
something like blight removal or.
the fact that they utilize the city and its name to bring all those people here, that the city could.
Well, we could put it like into if someone was to make a donation for the revolving loan fund or blight removal or something.
Well, that's an idea to propose to them. I mean,
Or even money for public safety something to ease our, but that's, we're looking more to how do we renovate the city,
Yeah.
So it would have to be like, either.
The Upton Casino, that's a good place to see if they could.
Well, Doc, I went and I thought I was going to testify at the hearing, but it wasn't much of a public hearing. It was more of a dog and pony show.
Okay.
They had everybody lined up that was in favor of the gaming staying the way it was. And, look, I love the nonprofits and all that. They should get money too, but the state is talking about expanding into internet gambling, and now that we're looking at it, oversights like the fact that Erie, because it doesn't touch Summit Township, its borders, we don't get a dime out of those funds. Perry Wood will say, well, I'm giving it to facade improvement or stuff like that. That's fine. But at the bottom end of the day, it'd be nice if we could count on a certain amount of money. And you know what? If they're nervous about what we do with it, they could set it up like a public safety fund or something like that, and we could put it into those things, or road maintenance or something.
Yeah.
We could segregate the money that way in a special account. But yeah, we did try. We did send a letter in council, and it was read into the record, but I was not allowed to testify. And I had a nice little speech ready.
Wow.
Not too long. I was going to be very polite, but I was going to stress the fact that this city, we are not the city we were before. Our taxpayers, they don't share in anything, even though there'd be no casino without an Erie.
Yeah.
And many of our residents gamble out there too.
How long has the casino been in there? About 20 years now?
I don't think 20. No, that casino came on when Jim Thompson was around, It was right around the time when I was controller. So I'm going to guess, Doc, it's less than 20 years.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm going to say
I'd say 10 at the
15, I know.
most.
it's short of 20, I can tell you that.
I'd say 10 at the most. 10.
About 10? Mike, our engineer, goes 10, and he's probably right because
Yeah.
they were having discussions when I was controller, and that was,
Just figure when Filippi was in office, and it was around that time.
yeah, they were still negotiating where it was going to be. They had the 3 sites, and
Let's
Yeah.
negotiate, about their Hammermill site.
they had that one. They had the old green shingle site, and then they had the present site.
So,
But of the 3, Summit was the one that looked like it was going to get it, and we were probably number 2 on the list.
well, I know a lot of people feel bad that it went out there, but maybe it's not so bad with the horse racing going on with it. I can picture people complaining about the smell of horses in the city of Erie.
Well, I can only tell you, my wife comes from an area, from St. Mary's, right? Well, there's a town 10 miles out that made paper, just like Hammermill.
Yeah.
And the valley was really melodious.
Yes.
But you know what they called it? The smell of money. And if you think about what the casino would have done for Erie, it would have been, yep. But we would have had to been careful.
Yeah.
We would have been good stewards of that cash.
Well, I tell you, horse debris is good fertilizer from gardening, and
Yeah, they probably would have sold it. But the plans they had were tremendous. I would say this, if we ever did get a windfall like that, I tend to be very conservative what we do with it. I would definitely put certain controls on there about, it would take care of a lot of issues like street repair, public safety, things that are really big to us.
well, you and I have gone back a long ways with this city so far. I mean, in terms of being involved in it, and we've learned a lot of things, but we don't know what the future holds yet. But we'll keep trucking away at trying to make the future good for the city. That's for sure.
Yeah, you and I were there when they were rebuilding downtown, remember?
Oh, I remember when they didn't run street sweeper. They pushed that big old garbage can with a broom. They pushed it on the street and with a broom and dustpan, clean the city's streets and sidewalks.
It's when we had a lot of money.
We had a good time back then. I mean, it had its flaws, but it's not like what we have today.
Right.
Hey, anyway, we got DJ here to keep us on a good path.
Well, at least for a little while, because I was actually going to make an announcement. I may be moving away from Erie. Yeah.
Is that a serious?
That's serious. I actually been looking into going to Colorado. Yeah.
You want to buy Coors beer? We got it here.
I don't want beer. I just need a change of.
You want snow? We got snow here too.
I need a change of scenery. But on the bright side, you guys have me probably for another year.
All right, all the listeners, any pretty ladies that are available, please come down and let DJ know you're available, and he'll stay here again.
Go ahead and skip that, ladies. It's okay. I'm good.
Hey, thanks, Doc.
Hey, take care.
Yeah, we can't have you moving.
No, I figured I love the city, and I want to do the best I can for it while I'm here.
There you
And
go.
I would like to get something to leave as a legacy.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With this new Republican office down in Washington, what do the nonprofits do when the budget comes out and all the CBG money is going to be eliminated?
Well, we kind of already we did what they called the interviews, and we set up a rough plan of who's going to get money, depending upon. We went on the basis that we would get no more, but we would get the same amount we did before.
And I think you're going to be getting less.
And that was a possibility. So if that happens, there is a seated, what I call a seated list, and there will be cuts made in that list. You'll probably hear a lot of screaming and gnashing of teeth.
Well, if you eliminate the high cost salaries of the people running it and go down to the minimum bare wages like
Yeah.
everybody else out there is having to survive with.
A lot of the programs that we were looking at this year, we're dealing more with programs rather than, salaries.
Yeah, but the salaries take a hell of a lot of the money.
Oh, they do. And, what they need to do is, if you're getting this kind of money, well, you need to figure out how to fund your programs,
How to utilize the money properly.
But I'm not real, real confident that, you're right. I don't think there's going to be a lot of money coming down.
That's true. And, it's too late for city council to do anything. They had their opportunity in late November.
What do you mean, to
Revenues.
you mean to increase them?
To increase the revenue coming in. You got these people doing the snow plowing, the lawn cutting, everything else. They could have put permits in for that and got some money.
We are retooling a couple things that we have the solicitor's office working on now. And we're looking at the legalities. A lot of stuff that people think we can do, we can't do under state law. Like, we used to charge refuse haulers. We can't do that no more.
It's true, but...
And we can't get a room tax.
That's true.
Only the county can get a room tax. Third-class cities can't.
Well, I think it's time we go into privatization a lot of things.
But, we're gonna have to start. Council right now is looking at various things such as the fire department charging for cleanup.
Well, they should.
And, part of the deal is we got to get the administration on board and the solicitor's office to kind of back us in our pursuits.
Well, the cleanup and all that, it should be in with the insurance companies. That's like Penelec. They're not doing regular pole osmosis, and they're waiting for a car to hit a pole or the wind to knock down the pole.
Well, part of the thing with the rental program, too, is it goes around the ability to fine and to collect the proper fees.
True.
And if you remember, this council was the one that changed the garbage billing. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're not, we got so many irons in the fire right now that, we're trying to pick projects one at a time and get them done.
Yeah, now they change the garbage billing and everything else, but they don't change the workers. The garbage is still all over the streets. Although they do work hard, they don't pick up stuff once they go. They let it lay. So, we're running out of time.
Yep. Hey, see you in a couple of weeks. We won't be on the air next week.
Okay.
Yep.
Have a nice Easter. That's Buona Pascha.
There you go. You almost said Merry Christmas, I thought.
It might as well be Christmas as weather we're getting.
Yeah, really.
Have a good one.
You too.
And with that,
we got a couple minutes. You got anything you'd like to close with?
No, just he brings up some good points, and we're looking at revenue sources that don't affect citizens as much as
We need to bring in a big ticket spender. There has to be something that would take a chance and buy up a property like Hammermill, put something cool in there, like another water park or another casino.
I saw a story last night. It was a guy, a Turkish immigrant, and he started, what was the name of that yogurt company? And
Choitos?
No, it wasn't. It was Greek yogurt, right?
Greek yogurt, yeah.
Chobani or something like that. And he brought it. They were talking about what he did to one town in New York.
Yeah.
And then he went out to Colorado. I'm going, whoa, what we could do with a guy like that? I don't know if we have enough cows to help him. Because where he
get
moves,
more cows.
Well, where he moves, there's a lot of cows. Okay.
Oh man.
But
we need to get a cow inventory. How many cows does Erie have?
But I mean, that was his problem. He ran out of cows in New York, so he had to open up another plant. So he found a place where, like out in Idaho. I'm sorry, in Idaho, where they had a lot of cows, and they could supply him with what he needed because it's like unbelievable. It's like it's like here with grapes.
Yeah, right.
You got a source of grape juice.
We got grapes.
I would love it if somebody come in here and said, "We got a problem. We'll solve it for you. We got water. We'll get you to."
We got water.
I don't know if we got enough cows to help them, but just a business like that. When you think he hired at one plant 1,000 people, and then another thing, he ran out of workers.
Wow.
And he was importing them. He was actually bringing in, He hired all the locals, and he had to bring in immigrants,
Yeah.
because they were looking for work. He ran out of a source of people and cows. So this would let him to Idaho, too. And I'm going, what a problem that would be for you.
What a problem.
If we could create 1,000 jobs, right?
You got it.
Oh, well.
All right, boss. It's a good one. I will miss you next week.
Yep.
I will not be here either because I'm not doing this alone.
Oh,
I would never fill in for you. I
We'll
can't
see you in
fill
2
those
weeks then,
shoes.
right?
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
you're getting serious about moving, huh?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.